keep it. Hello, welcome to Toffee TV. It is the Daily Live Extra. Me and Jack here. Monday, it's warm. A bit warm to have that hoodie on, mate. It's
it's my only merch, isn't it?
I know, but fair play to you. Fair play to you. Still roasting. It's the Monday after what was, at one stage, an awful weekend. And it's
a moderate weekend now.
One of them.
The worst could still come, isn't it?
Well, yeah. I mean, I've seen a lot of people bizarrely expecting Leeds United to win at West Ham. I did tell everyone all week there was virtually zero chance of it happening because Leeds are terrible. Everton are terrible as well. Why they're down there, Leicester are terrible. We're all terrible, so expecting an away win is very, very... you're looking at worst case scenario, aren't you? However, when Rodrigo scored yesterday, I was thinking, maybe I've got this wrong. But West Ham absolutely battered them like I thought they would. And if Newcastle do the same tonight, which they should do, you can't ask for a better opportunity to guarantee Champions League football home to Leicester, then Sunday will be fully in our hands, and that's really all we could have ever hoped for.
That's a good enough situation to be in when you're fighting relegation. You don't have an extraordinary amount of points. Everyone talks about the 40 points as the magic number. We haven't hit that, so if you're below that, you are sort of gambling a bit. Is a bit roulette as well. Another team could get that you're up against, and obviously they can't now. It could well be in our hands come Sunday. And to be honest, I was one of the people who was predicting a Leeds win. I'll own that. I don't know if that's just the pessimist in me. I know I was expecting probably West Ham to rotate a little bit more. But yesterday, I thought I don't want to watch the footy. I don't want to know anything about it because, I think Leeds will win. I think, that sets us up for serious trouble going into the last day.
Yeah, let's explore this a little bit because I haven't been able to get this from anyone. Where did this come from? This is Leeds who've won 2 away games, I think, the whole season. Right? Oh, hang on, Alf. Right, then you can come back. It's like we're in a courtroom, Jack, and you can come back and shoot me down into smithereens. It's fine. I just never seen that, you see. I seen West Ham in a European semi on Thursday and thought, either way, they'll want to win that final game. It's a celebration if they get there. 60,000 at the London Stadium. Moyes isn't letting them off the hook. No chance, mate. If they get beat, they've got to win the games because they're still mathematical. I know we made sure they were safe on Saturday, didn't we? But they still had to get that result. I just look at Leeds and think they're dreadful at the moment. Allardyce isn't Pep. There's been this mad thing from Evertonians that all of a sudden he's the magic man and it's going to be sorted. And Leeds are amazing. And I understand where it comes from. It comes from fear and terror of if they win their games. But I just seen a lot of people losing their mind over Leeds, and I was like, just let's see what happens though. Try and stay calm, and if they win, there was nothing we could do about it, was there? But West Ham, to me, that was always going to be a game that Leeds didn't win. A draw, they may well have been able to get a draw, but I just didn't ever see them win.
Well, I think you've explained it yourself, to be honest, because my idea that Leeds might win had nothing to do with Leeds themselves. It was purely, we've had so many chances to get out of this. Yeah, now they're going to go and win a game they shouldn't really be winning and then make us.
No one had us winning at Brighton, did they, to be fair?
It weren't anything to do with Leeds themselves being any good or Allardyce or anything like that. It was purely... Wouldn't this be classic Everton? Yeah. And that's just something. Obviously, you try and get away from it and that, and you don't want to know. But with what we've seen this season, it's hard not to imagine.
Saturday night wrecked me.
Sticking the knife in.
Saturday night wrecked me. We just got that late goal, and even though I was disappointed we didn't win the game because I felt we should have won the game, they were there for the taking. We just haven't got it to go, so it doesn't matter if they're there for the taking. But then I thought Arsenal would beat Forest. I was convinced. I watched the opening, whatever it was, 25 minutes, and it was just one way. It was how many it was going to be. It was a walk in the park. It was 85% possession. Forest had nothing, and then Odegaard gives the ball away. And they break. Gabriel slides, kicks it against the whatever his name is, and it bounces past Ramsdale, and you just go... Yeah. So then when Zach was watching it, so I binned it off. I'm doing other stuff, and I was hoping for that, they've equalised. Yeah. And it just never came.
I was exactly the same, to be honest, because I know last week when we did this, we said, we were both saying, Arsenal, they've got to win. At Forest, they'll win because they have to.
Yeah.
But then, as the week went on, and I know a few Arsenal fans, and I spoke to them, like, they were like, no, like, we're done. Our season's done. We've got nothing to play for. Then I seen that team come out as well, the team sheet in the foot. And then, to be honest, as soon as I seen that team sheet and the Forest fans, credit to them, they were up for it.
They're
They
brilliant.
made
Their
the
fans
good
are
noise.
brilliant. Yeah.
And within 10 minutes, I knew where that game was going. So I didn't bother with that. But then the big thing for me was, okay, well, we've still got Leeds, West Ham. I'm not going to watch that. I'm going to go out for the day. Whatever, I'm not going to see. And I was just checking my phone periodically, and that was a Leeds 1-0. It's happening.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you say, there's no quality about the Leeds team to imagine them winning that game. It was just purely fear on behalf of, we've had so many chances to not be dependent on other teams, and now we are. Wouldn't it just be classic Everton for them to go around and
I'm not having a go at Leeds, by the way. What I'm saying is when you look at all of the season, the likes of us, Leeds, Forest, Leicester, we're all there because we're not very good, are we? We're not very good. So it's like when you're looking at that, like on Saturday, I was thinking, I actually fancy us to win today. But then I was watching it and I was thinking, I don't know where that fancying us to win come from, other than you're just hoping that it might. Because I think Brighton gave us all a big lift, didn't it? And I thought, to be honest, Everton started the game quite well on Saturday. It was just the losing Patterson just knocked us for 6, and then obviously losing Dom ended it early, didn't it, as a spectacle for us. But it is just, I get why you do it. We all do it, don't we? We all look and go, they'll win and we won't, because it's a self-preservation. It's like a comfort blanket of going, well, if it happens, you go, well, I knew they would.
Yeah, you're not mentally prepared for it.
You try to prepare for it. But that was one game, I'll be honest, that was one game I never, ever, ever thought Leeds would win ever, until Rodrigo put them on the low. However, West Ham got straight back on the front foot, and there was no, once Declan Rice scored, it was game over. It was absolutely game over. But it's mad, isn't it? Because like I said, if Newcastle do what they should, and they should, I mean, even if Leicester got a point, it'd be amazing for them. It still means we just have to win our game. Hands, yeah. So, you know, I said this on Saturday, I think, talking to my brother about it, and I said, there is a world where none of us win either of the last 2 games and we stay up. You know, and it could quite easily happen. Spurs, everyone's expecting, and they'd be probably right too, by the way, but everyone's expecting Spurs to go to Leeds and get turned over. This is a Spurs team that's got Harry Kane, who's hit 25 Premier League goals again this season. It's got Richarlison, it's got Son, it's got players who can score goals like that against the defence that can't keep it. That is awful. Leeds' defence is terrible. It's all over the place, and it's not their fault. If you look at that Leeds squad, it's really done incredibly well to do what it's done. They haven't spent tons of money. They have spent a bit of money, but they got money in for Rafinha. I was talking to the Leeds lad at the overlap. He sound good lad, and we were, you know, I think we were crying it in more than the other one. It was you could cry it in more, but he was right now. He said we've still got like 7 or 8 championship players
who came up with
exactly, and I was going, yeah, I know, and that's why you're suffering, isn't it? It's not the fans. Ellen Road can be a horrible place to play. Like Forest, their fans have been incredible, but that team, watched it on Saturday, it's not a very good side, that Forest team. It's got, like Morgan Gibbs White, I thought was good the other day. I like Brennan Johnson. Danilo's done well since he come in. But you look at them and the strike is awful. He's awful.
He's had a good little run.
He's had a little spell, but he's not a Premier. For me, I wouldn't want Everton to have someone like that. But imagine I would, because we don't have a striker. That's durable, so there you go. But they're not like a side where you look and go, wow. See, I look at Fulham. I don't think Fulham are great, but I see what they are, and they play it now, and they've got Forest are a little bit. I think they'll be, if they get the recruitment right in the summer, which they didn't last summer, or maybe they did because they're safe, so maybe they did. If they get that right and go on with them fans, they could kick on. Where Leeds have never really had that influx of the next bit of spending, really, do you know what I mean?
No, because they haven't had many players to build the team around. Obviously, there was Rafinha, and he was the big one, but I think they all knew he wasn't going to be there for an extended period if he kept playing. Because he was young when they signed him, you know, Brazilian forward, getting 10+ goals. He wasn't always going to be there forever. But outside of that, Bamford was always so hot and cold. He'd have mainly cold, but he'd have the odds hot.
He was superb the first season, wasn't he, when he come up? He was brilliant.
And there was Calvin Phillips, who was another one. but it was mainly Phillips and Rafinha.
Yeah.
Were their main two, and you know, Meslier, however you pronounce it. You know, a young goalkeeper. I don't rate him at all, and I never have, to be honest. But he does remind me of Jordan Pickford from 4 years ago. Very erratic, has a very good athletic save in him. But sometimes that's the result of just his poor positioning, or he gave it away with a goal kick, and that sort of thing. So maybe they were looking at him thinking, no, he'll kick on, and you know, in 3 years, like, we've got a quality keeper there.
Do you think they're big? That sounds stupid question. I'm going to ask it anyway. That's what we're here for. Do you think they were far too hasty sacking Bielsa? Do you think they should have just stuck with him? Now, I get if any Leeds fans, why would they? But if any Leeds fans were watching, they might say, yeah, but we looked like we were going down. We were getting done by 5s and 6. That little run they had, come to Goodison last year, they were horrific. And he went to Anfield and got done 6, and they were terrible, and he were getting belted. But he almost had the whole club spinning to his tune, didn't he? Do you think, was that a mistake for them, or was it a mistake getting rid of Jesse Marsh not that long ago, instead of just going, you know what, we're going to ride this out with Jesse Marsh and see where it goes? What do you think?
I think they did have to sack Bielsa when they did, because he was getting tonked every single week. And, you know, we did have the club built to his structure and his liking, and, you know, sack a manager midway through the season, and you've got a disjointed club structure. But that's what you get with Bielsa. That's what they have to be aware of when they hired him. Look, he doesn't stay for long. He'll probably do quite well while he's here, but they'll either reach a point where he moves on, or we have to move him on. And then we've had to build the club all around him, and then he's not here. Do we hire this manager? And if you asked any Leeds fan, would you go back in time and stop the Bielsa hire? I don't think a single one would say no.
No.
I don't think a single one would say, like, I shouldn't have hired Bielsa.
He had a good time with him, didn't he?
And it was a very good time. I think it was just getting the appointment right after that, because Jesse Marsh is a completely different style of manager to Bielsa. I know he'd done good with Salzburg in Austria. He went to Leipzig and got sacked quite early in the season, I think, didn't he? He was one of them, I think, at that period, just before he got sacked from Leipzig. He, you know, an up-and-coming young manager in the European scene, managed in the European leagues, and that had a good reputation. With hindsight, maybe he should have just made a different appointment when they sacked Bielsa. Maybe you could sort of carry on the structure he had until the pre-season, and then you can go, right, we've got 2 months off now, let's change behind the scenes now, let's, you know, make things a little bit less temperamental, let's build more of a long-term structure. And then I think when he went, he probably did have to go as well, because, again, the club looked toxic. I think the players looked disinterested. There's always rumours of stuff behind the scenes with him and the players, and I don't know how much of it is true, but from what it looked like from the outside, he did have to go as well.
Yeah, it is mad, isn't it? It is mad, but what can you do? It is mad to be cheering other teams on, isn't it? That's what Everton have reduced us to, wanting. Last few weeks I've needed Liverpool to win games of football, which you should never want.
Cheering
Newcastle, which you'd never want. West Ham, which is mad. You know, you should be. You know, Everton have got, no matter what happens, Everton have got a lot of big decisions and big stuff to do this summer. You've got to change the way the needle is at the moment. It's the whole thing is just been awful for 2 years now, since Benitez coming, hasn't it? It's been going the wrong way because it was the wrong appointment, and since then we've just been swimming upstream, and the fans have gone above and beyond here. I know you're supposed to support your football club, and we all support our football club, and we do it week in, week out, and we do it. It's probably the last thing we think about, maybe when we go to bed, and it's the first thing we think of certainly when you lose or you wake up
with you, doesn't it?
And you're thinking, you know, I just can't wait for it to be next Monday, whatever that brings, because it's done. The uncertainty is the thing that burns your head out. If Everton,
the worry that makes you think that the team's going to win games they won't win.
Exactly. If you're, you know, if we knew Everton were relegated now, we just have to get on with it, wouldn't we? We can have the inquest, we can be fuming, we can blame each other, we can blame whoever and all that. It's the not knowing. It's that thing of uncertainty still. it's the thing of we've got to go through another week. We're not going to know for another 6 days. Do you know what I mean? It's that. And then we come to that Bournemouth game. I don't know about you. This might just be me, but I'm looking at that Bournemouth game and I'm thinking, I'm just not sure we can win the game. Now that's today. By tomorrow and Wednesday, I'll start going, yeah, we're going to batter them. And by Sunday, I'll be thinking 3-0, 4-0. It won't be that, obviously, because it looks like we're probably not going to have a centre forward again because he can't last. Whatever. But it's that uncertainty, really, isn't it? It's the horror of the uncertainty.
It's the thing of one game of football, 90 minutes, could have so much effect on your life moving forward. You know, because right now at this stage of the season, I want to be thinking about, okay, well, you know, what games can I get to next season? You know, maybe get on a few aways and that. You know, what teams are close? You know, whatever. You know,
they looking at Rotherham and things like that, are you?
Yeah. But then you can't do that because you think, oh yeah, well, you know, Coventry or Luton are coming up. Wouldn't it be mad? Like, wouldn't it be mad going to that Luton ground? Just hold on, they might be in the league above us. Like, and then you want to think about transfers and newbie signings. Hold on, like, you know, you can't be talking about these maybe like 15 million signings. If you're in the Championship, you can welcome Jay Rodriguez in. If that's the case, if we're down there, say Ashley Barnes, but he's just moved, hasn't he? So yeah, it's just, and that's the horror of it, the uncertainty of just not knowing. And you can't prepare for it at this stage. And we've spoken about maybe just, you know, preparing for the worst and assuming the worst. I don't think you can do that on one game of football where we absolutely can't stay up. Everyone's got obsessed the last few weeks with, you know, them probability things, like probability of being relegated. They've had them on the telly and they're all over Twitter and that as well. Like, I don't pay much attention to them, but all of them seem to have us with a very decent chance of staying up. So it is a game where we absolutely can stay up, and, you know, on paper we should be getting a result against Bournemouth, and, you know, maybe Leeds shouldn't be getting a result against Tottenham. None of that's going to matter on the last day. And I do think this team, although Bournemouth aren't anything special, the lack of quality in this team, how small the squad is. We've just seen on Saturday what losing a decent right back has done to the team. Because I do like Patterson, but losing Nathan Patterson shouldn't be sending you into disarray.
No.
We've lost our only real centre forwards. Yeah. And then also just see the mentality of this squad going, yous might have to win on Sunday. Yous might have to. That might be, if you do it, you'll be safe. But if you don't, yous might go down. Yous might have to win. Do they have that in them to win when they need to?
Yeah. I would say, for all Everton's lack of quality, and there's a lot of it, certainly in the final third, the one thing they have done of late, certainly away, it hasn't been Everton to Goodison, really, but certainly away, they've stuck in, haven't they? They've lost 1 in 7 away, which is like, that's a huge thing for Everton. It's a big thing.
That's a very decent away record.
It's a decent away record. All right,
most teams.
It's 1 win and 6 draws, but doesn't matter. We've lost 1 game in 7, and that's, when you look at that compared to where they were, that's a huge thing for us. You're right. When we go at home, and it's the pressure's on us to go, can we win this game of football? It's a different mentality than going to Wolves and digging in and battling and scrapping and all. It's a different mentality when it's on us. If Newcastle do what they should do tonight, and if you're a Newcastle player, what better opportunity can you have? Leicester at home, who aren't in great form. Beat them, you're in the Champions League. You're done and dusted. You know,
they've got a very easy scenario. Yeah, beat a team who have looked mentally defeated. They're in the relegation zone. All you need to do is get 3 points against them, and you're in Champions League for all of those players' first time in their career, or at least a very large majority of them. So yeah, like, they should be winning tonight. There'll still be Everton fans who are convinced that Leicester win tonight.
Seen a few, yeah.
I was with West Ham, just because it's the fear. It's the fear of another team being able to control what happens to us.
The thing is, if Newcastle do what they should, then Everton, providing Leeds don't turn into prime Man City, then Everton point against Bournemouth. Leeds would have to beat Spurs by 3 goals or more, wouldn't they? Not saying that can't happen, because Tottenham, you never know with them. They're all over the place, aren't they? they'd have to win to get into Europe, Spurs, and hope Villa don't win. So they need a victory as well themselves. So that makes it slightly better, but I wouldn't want to be sat at Goodison on Sunday 1-1 and Leeds are 2-0 up with 5 minutes left, and you're thinking, oh my God, if they score.
And not being able to know the Leeds score either, because you can't get signal.
No, you can't get a signal, so Leeds could be 8-0 up for all we know.
You could be celebrating thinking we've stayed up, and Leeds have just done Tottenham 7-0.
Don't say that, mate. Don't say that. Right, we've got something to do right now live, so we'll be doing the final word live. If you're a Premier member, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't. Who knows, we might even go live again on YouTube. You just never know. It's that kind of day. It's sunny. Jack's got a hoodie on and it's really hot in the studio.
In a minute, I'm sweating.
Exactly. So there you go. Thanks for watching. See you later.